that we are at a tie match at the drop. Double gen pop to avoid the deadlock. They do go down. There is a haste status effect. They do have to be careful here. The hatch is going to spawn momentarily. Deadhard could get them the distance to get it too. Shot.
Really smart play on the ace. Oh my god, getting shot through the window.
No longer have distortion, and they are going to teleport here. I think they get there in time. Yes!
Oh, the grab, yes!
Oh my god!
That is disappointing.
This is be a 4-man out because.
Yeah, but they will be able to block this. Yo, getting caught on that. Ace coming with the body block. Oh, they were here. All right, everybody, welcome back to Champions of the Fog. I'm your host, LittleRugaard, and joined once again by none other than Jukebox, the comp connoisseur themselves, and very, very handy for enlightening me with comp knowledge that I did not know previously. How do you feel about a Ghostface on Larry's? You talked about this earlier.
Yeah, I mean, it's a classic, right? This is the killer for Larry's maps, and it's been proven time and time again to be effective. And also, there have been teams in the past that have done very well versus Ghostface on Larry's, right? It's a very volatile matchup. Little mistakes will add up so quickly for both sides here. And so I'm really curious to see how each side will play this.
Absolutely, and it's going to be Misery versus Eternal, a matchup that I am very curious to see how it comes out to, and we don't have to wait much longer as we are in here. Ghostface immediately going, what? Oh yeah, we got so many Ghostface skins. I want to know what skin they brought.
It looks like the Red Rift one.
All right, very, very nice. I am here for it. We do see that Corrupt Intervention. So you said that Corrupted is a 50-50 chance of taking it and getting value.
Yeah, that's from what I've seen anyway. Yeah, I've seen a lot of Ghostfaces just drop Corrupt Intervention completely and just run like Totems and Sloppy or whatever they're gonna run.
Interesting.
I think that's really. I honestly think it's more common to not bring Corrupt than bring Corrupt. So, whenever I do see a Corrupt get picked, I always wonder what their reasoning is, and I wish I knew. I know that. I mean, it's a comfort pick probably is my thought. You know, a lot of killers don't want to go into games without their Corrupt Intervention, and I understand that. But at the same time, since the game, when you're playing against stealth killers, will always start the same, survivors should go to a safe paladin and wait there. No one's gonna be on Jin to the start anyway. Revealed from the top floor there.
Sniped almost, honestly. It's kind of what it felt like, but yeah, they do get revealed. Also, I'm just now noticing the add-ons here. This is the drop boot knife. What is it called?
Drop blade sheath or something like that.
Yeah,
I forget the exact name. It's something like that. Drop knife sheath. Something. It's something to do with drop in a sheath and a. Yeah.
Ooh, two survivors back over here. They got a little bit of stock on the Claudette as well. And then we got, I think this is what, the Olsen's wallet?
Olsen's wallet, yep. So these are, I would say there's like 4 add-ons you can run in comp, and these are 2 of them.
Okay,
So,
okay.
Yeah. You either do these or the 2 brown ones.
I might say the Matchbox and something else?
The Matchbox and Philly, yeah.
Ah. Well, it does look like this killer will get the full amount of corrupt value as it's about to expire naturally without anybody being down just yet. Oh, there's Lori over here, pre-dropping the pallet, but immediately exposing. These survivors have, like, laser sights on exposing this killer.
Yeah, I always find it really hard to expose Ghostface, but maybe there's a trick I'm not aware of. In fact, there probably is, knowing Eternal. They probably have something.
It's very possible, and yeah, looking around for these survivors, they got one, not even 99. The survivors have been really good about blocking the line of sight. Yellow Generator might be an Eruption or a Call of Brine, not sure just yet. Oh, they snuck up on this Lori, though. Well, they did.
There's so many pallets on this map. I mean,
that's why you got the driver's license, though, right?
Yeah, just break through those pallets, stealth, restart. Break through the pallet, stealth, restart. And I think this is a very effective pick against Eternal.
Man, these reveals are happening.
Yeah, just so easily, too.
Yeah, I did not expect that reveal to happen so quick. It might be multiple survivors revealing at the same time, too. There might be a different angle that we didn't see before.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah, they haven't even gotten a single hit on a survivor yet. First hit coming in on the
There we
Claudette.
go.
There's Sloppy in play. And as you said, Sloppy just such a good perk on this map.
Oh yeah, I mean, it takes so long to reset, and there aren't a lot of really safe reset spots because killer can come from any direction and interrupt it. And once it's interrupted, you lose all that progress, and then you're injured. And yeah, Sloppy's just so efficient, especially in stealth killers. So
Absolutely.
Always gotta have it.
Not able to get the reveal from the Nancy. I'm guessing, because what, you have to see 70% or more of the killer?
Something like that. Yeah, I think the windows and stuff are able to block it just barely.
Yeah, another gen going down. This killer, I don't know. I feel like they're in a really tough spot at the moment. Do you think they can bring this back? This is a lot of gen pressure from these survivors, and the survivors are just absolutely, I don't know. They keep revealing. I don't know what this killer can do.
I think it's going to be really tricky to bring this back because without a down to start pressure on your side, you're just kind of in an endless game of kicking gens and trying to stalk survivors, injuring them, and they get reset and things like that. So you definitely have to make a commit at some point, which, I mean, if he can find the ace and expose him, he can get something rolling here. But he needs to find a survivor that he can insta-down.
Very good point. And I'm wondering also if, because I've seen some ghost faces do some really weird pathing on this map. I'm wondering if that might be it too. Maybe the pathing is, I guess, traditional. They're not taking survivors off guard because they're not coming from odd angles.
It's possible. Another generator popping. Finally catching a survivor off guard here, getting the hit here. And you could definitely get it down there, although it looks like opting to drop chase again. Lori can go reset, and yeah, they're active on these gens, and only finding survivor. He needs to be able to find this ace, which
Is Colubrine.
There's Colubrine in play. We know that now. That's what the yellow generators were earlier. So he was able to regress main gen by quite a lot with that. Getting revealed, walking away. I think Eternal is just one of those teams that is so in sync with one another that playing sets like Ghostface is just natural for them.
I'm about to say that's definitely a head-on. Yeah, and they do get the head-on stun there. I believe that was Ace as well. Claudette, they were doubling out a gen. Yeah, this team is playing absolutely out of their mind. They are so in sync, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, Ducky still has his 3-gen intact here. So if he can get it down in here, he could probably rack up some stages that way. But I mean, it's very safe to say at this point, the 4K is out of reach now. That's not going to happen. But I think you can still manage to get a few good stages here if you can get a down in your 3-gen, which it looks like that might actually happen. Finally getting an exposed, getting the haste from the add-on, breaking the pallet, not getting... Oh, he's still stealth, so he doesn't get the
powers is back.
Yeah, but Survivor coming in here for a hit taken. They can do this so safely because of the gen pressure they have right now.
Absolutely. One thing that's also unfortunate is that, yeah, that reveal, they still had that safe pallet to use, which was pretty brutal there for the reveal just not to get anything. And yeah, they're going to drop chase entirely. And yeah, I think you're right. I think they needed to commit a little bit earlier because now this game seems to be slipping away from them slowly.
Yeah, it looks like they want to... Wow, what a stun. They're trying to commit to their 3-gen now, but since it's still in a 1v4, holding a 3-gen is going to be very difficult.
Absolutely, and yeah, there you go. That for the generator popping. Claudette, a little bit caught out of guard, trying to figure out where they were. I guess they were not expecting the killer to still have a terror radius. Like, where is this killer now? Yeah, that gen's still kicked. I don't know.
It's regressing, and I mean, even then though, they can just hop on the gen the other side, and you can get these injures all you want, but as long as you just have someone bottom side to reset constantly, it's just there's just nothing you can really do up here. And finding another survivor, you need to get a down. That is your only option here. You can take these injuries, but either go find the reset or get a down with your power. Those are your options here. Otherwise, these gens are going to go before you know it.
Absolutely, and yeah, nobody back over here that we do see those resets. Ace is caught a little bit, but we'll take a hit, and then, like you said, go to the opposite side of the map, reset, and watch, rinse, repeat. You know, thank goodness we don't have boons, but even then, you don't really need them here. Like you said, it's still a 4v1. There's the reset, though.
Finding the reset in the middle of the map, though, this could be pretty massive for a bit of extra pressure. Hitting the med kit, though, I would like to point out. And looking for more. Yeah, I think with boons, a boon simulates a 4th survivor. So when you already have 4 survivors, it's practically like having a boon in some ways, because in a 1v4, you just have someone resetting and then 3 people can pressure 3 gens. That's really, really safe.
Ooh, they do stop the Nancy from healing, so a little bit of lost pressure there for reset, but yeah, still just in chase with the ace. And we haven't seen the Lori. I imagine she snuck back up there to finish that generator off, and Yeah, we got a hit here, but at what cost? First hook coming in at 4 gens up. This has been a really tough game for this Ghostface.
Yeah, he does manage to get his first down into the endgame. We see the haste status effects, but yeah, just a hefty lack of stages here. I mean, you're playing against a really tough opponent on a map that they have shown time and time again to be very comfortable on. They're probably the best team for indoor maps, so it's a hard matchup. It's just a hard matchup, and
Agreed.
With the tough start, they were always just at pallets, not getting many tags early on. It's tricky, and looks like we're gonna get another down in here though.
Yeah.
For a bit of extra stages.
Leaving them slugged, though. I think they want to see what exit gate got opened here, but I imagine both of them did. Scratch marks here. They do get the unhook, but this survivor's going to get forced out because of Noed. They might be able to get a couple extra stages here? I don't know.
Yeah, they need to go back and pick up royalty before he gets picked up. Maybe a bit greedy going for more stages here, but at the same time, you want to make sure the survivors leave because they know where Noed is now. So you don't want to risk 2 staging. That would be really bad, but getting the 4 stages here would be not the worst result, something that the survivors can match if they play well on their side.
Right.
Hooking on the Noed too here, so yeah, I think this will be a secured 4 stages.
Yeah,
for Ducky.
kind of scary that Lori's all the way over here. That's a bit aggressive, in my opinion. I don't know. They may have could have gotten hit. I don't know. They're staying this area. Oh, right. The exit gate's on that side, too. So, yeah, I think you're right. This will probably be 4-stage 1K.
Yeah, I don't see anyone getting caught out of position here, especially with the gates being the way they are. They can just leave out the other gate if they really want to, and I'm guessing that's probably what we're going to see. Because the hook is on the Noed.
Yeah, I cannot imagine them sneaking back in here. They played this so tightly. I think that they've definitely earned this result so far. Yeah, there's the out from Dan. Yeah.
Yeah, 4 stages. It's, again, tough match. Tough team, tough map, tough killer, and tough start. So those 4 things in combination is just not going to be that many stages. It's just how it is.
Yeah, whenever I'm playing in pubs and I get Larry's, I just instantly kind of just like, I don't know, my body like inverts itself and just I feel disgusted because I hate playing on that map as killer. And so, yeah, like Ghostface, again, stealth all-star, but good survivors are just good. There's, I don't know much more you can do about that.
The map is still really survivor-sided because of all of the safe pallets and how big it is.
Absolutely. A little bit of windows of opportunity. I love to see it. Can you even see on that map with this perk going on? I'm just saying. Oh,
yeah.
Goodness. But regardless, really, really well played there from Eternal. And we'll be going into trial number 2 very shortly here. With, again, it is a Ghostface mirror. I love seeing mirrors, but again, I could only imagine who's going to be playing this Ghostface. I'm very curious to see what build they bring. I wonder if they bring Corrupt at all. I want to see if they bring Corrupt as opposed to this killer.
Yeah, I mean, I have my guesses in my head, but we'll have to see.
Indeed. But with that said, we'll get this next trial up very shortly. Again, it's going to be a mirror. And it's going to be mirrors all day. And, you know, I'm kind of here for it. So with that said, we'll be taking a short break again. Thank you all for watching. You know, staying through the ads, all the subs, all the bits. It really does help us out on the back end. You are our only sponsors, and we do appreciate it. We'll be back very shortly, folks. All right, folks, welcome back again. Sorry, a little bit of a short replay, but these players are very good at getting their builds in quick. We do appreciate that. Again, great thanks to the refs on the back end, too, for keeping these things going smoothly. But with that said, we'll be moving on to the second bit of this ghost face mirror just shortly. And I keep forgetting that the next one's a clown mirror, which is just an odd one to me, by the way. Oh, that's not lost on anybody.
It'll be interesting, I think, on RPT for sure.
For sure. But with that said, we are loading in now. We can go and we can see the ghost face. Nope, they just have the P3 build. A little bit of P3 Ghostface action. Classic, if you will.
Respectable. Yeah.
And they did bring Corrupt.
They brought Corrupt, yeah. Which does surprise me a little bit. And they brought different add-ons this time. The other two add-ons that I was mentioning as the other two options. So that's cool to see a little bit of variety in that.
True, and what the matchbox is 6 seconds off the cooldown recovery, and the what is it? The Philly is the 20% mark.
20% faster to mark them. Yep.
Yeah, just I really like where Ghostface is now. After all the reworks they've done on him, I really like where it's come to be. Do they think they see them? I don't think they did. Maybe at the last second.
Huge. Yeah.
It's a big
having someone 99 this early is what you need as Ghostface. It's absolutely massive. You can get that fast down, and if they haven't realized that they've been spotted, yeah, they finally get exposed here. They are at a pretty safe pallet, although pallet is bloodlustable, so we see Zarina opting to leave as fast as they can and get somewhere a little bit safer. Pre-dropping, running into this room, which does have a God pallet as well. They're going to be using a lot of early resources just to make sure that they do not go down early, which is kind of what they need. Firecracker comes in, a little bit of extra distance from that, and we'll have to see where they go from here with the chase. Faulting the window.
But I say, like, they got a lot of windows and stuff here, but not enough. That was insane. That was a beautiful 99. They picked this fire, and you even mentioned survivors sticking around really safe pallets to try and avoid that specific scenario. But like you said, that was bloodlustful, and they had a really decent setup, but still going down, and that is Sloppy Butcher to boot.
Yep. I think the only thing that could have helped them in that situation was if they had the God pallet in the back, which sometimes spawns, which I'm curious to see if they do.
Oh, right. Yeah,
They
not
might
on
have
that
on the
side.
other side. If they left to the other side, I wonder if they would make it or not. But they ran back to the dropped pallets. But yeah, maybe. I mean, if they had windows of opportunity or something, then they would see like, okay, there's nothing over here. I'll go back to where I came from. But I can't be certain right now at this point. I'm curious to see when chases get taken to the other side of this area, if there will be pallets still there. But they do have some resources to work with for later on. The pole comes in. Although
Oh,
it
that's
looks like
Lucky
they
Break.
are up in the tunnel. And yeah, that is Lucky Break, but finding the survivor going for the tunnel here, and it's gonna be second hook for a generator popping.
Yeah, Survivor already second stage, and there we see the deadlock as well in the center. So they got, yeah, sloppy, deadlock, and corrupt intervention. These survivors are. This is a starkly different game than the one we just saw.
Yeah, I mean, Eternal's positioning is just perfect. They never got caught out in any bad situations, and you can see how one down early on can lead to so many more stages.
Absolutely, and opting to kick that central gen. If that's the gen that has the most progress, these survivors are not in a good spot.
I think it took them a while to get to their gens with the chase happening the way it did, and yeah, it's a tough spot to be in at the situation because of how the first chase, it kind of started out of nowhere, which didn't give people a lot of time, right? Because if the Zarina had been able to watch a little bit, like, okay, Ghostface is kind of like stalking me right now, he's trying to move in on me, like maybe you guys can go over to gens. I don't think that she saw it, so I think that it wasn't something that she could quickly say like, okay guys, get on gens now because you know I'm gonna be chased in a second. They just had no clue where he was coming from.
Right. No, absolutely, and now in a really bad spot, they were gonna take a hook trade, another hell state as well. And yeah, they're just gonna straight up tunnel down this arena here with a slug to boot. Cheryl coming in for the body block as well. I think this is a bit too much pressure for this Ghostface. I don't know if I would have given them that one. And Lucky Break, able to get a little bit of distance, but they still get caught out the pallet. And I think it's just a matter of time before the survivor goes down.
I think Zaka is playing for the 4K here because something that I just realized is if Zaka were to hook those two survivors that took downs, he would win.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's 2 fresh hooks. That's that would be 9 points plus the 2 from the second stage. That'd be 11 points to 9 points. Yeah.
So that makes me think that he definitely wants his tunnel out because he wants to play for the 4K, which is very doable in the current situation. So I think that's why he's playing for it. But you know, if something does go wrong, if this chase somehow lasts a long time, then he could actually have thrown the game there. But I think he'll be fine, especially since he does get the tunnel out here. And yeah, from here it's just a 1v3 at 4 gens. Wow, that is a lot of pressure on the survivor's shoulders.
Absolutely. And it might have been something where the team was like, all right, Zaka, you're up. By the way, if you don't 4K this, you get to, clean up the pantry for the next week or something like that.
potentially.
You know, a little bit of BM from the team, be like, all right, we expect more than just, the win condition from you. But,
absolutely, yeah. So yeah.
And notice
we
this.
see the kill at 4, and yeah.
Yeah, I believe that was Caller Brian, as this gen didn't explode on the down. So.
Yep, just Caller Brian confirmed. So whole build is known now.
Yeah, I'm surprised that we've seen. I guess I shouldn't say I'm surprised. When I thought about what you said, I just thought we would see Sloppy instead of Corrupt, but instead it's just been Sloppy and Corrupt the whole day.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I guess with the changes to Ruin, it brought Corrupt back in. I would say for a lot of teams, because like before you could just run all totems and that was just kind of meta, but with Ruin being in its current state of practically useless, I think that
I agree.
I think that Corrupt is probably taking its place a little bit more, which is why we see a lot more of the Eruption builds, the Call of Brine builds, now we have the Deadlock builds. That's going to be more common now than the totems, I feel.
Absolutely. Behavior 100% were correct when they said they wanted to shake up the game meta, and we went from this kind of passive gen regression to the kick meta. And I know a lot of people don't like it, especially just because Eruption is so brutal in pubs, but I like the kick meta. It feels more interactive to me.
You think the current meta feels more interactive than the last meta?
Just a little bit. I never, as a killer, I didn't really kick gens in the beginning. So now wanting to go back and kick gens and push people off of gens feels more interactive.
I do miss Ruin. It was my go-to slowdown because I don't like having to kick gens. I like just playing the game and passive regression doing its thing. That's why I like Deadlock. That's why I like Ruin. But I mean, this with the way the meta's adapting, it's just kicking gens.
I get that, and to be fair, I don't play a traditional killer that uses the kick meta. It's just when I'm playing, because I'm Trickster, right? I use Deadlock. That's my only slowdown, is Deadlock, because I play for Chases on Trickster, but when I'm playing other killers that are 115 and other stuff like that, I definitely like leaning into the other, like, kicking slowdowns, like Pop Goes the Weasel, Eruption, Overcharge, stuff like that. Overcharge has just been I love that perk in general, so.
Yeah, I feel like
It's
if
a
you
bad
want to
perk.
run passive slowdown at this point, it's like Dead Man's Surge, pretty much. Or you could run, like, I mean, like on Twins and Pubs, I run Thana Dying Light Deadlock, which is like really passively slowing down the game. I really like running that build. But yeah, Sokka being a little cheeky here, waiting by the kick gen, seeing if he can catch someone off guard. And if Claudette comes to this gen, that could be problems.
For sure, and we'll have to see how this pays off for them. It's oh, they were slowly coming back, but now the jig is up. Honestly, I wouldn't have minded them sitting there for the next 15 seconds waiting for that Claudette to come out. That would have been hilarious.
Nah, that would have been fun to watch.
But yeah, really strong gameplay from this Ghostface. To be fair, survivors are spreading out, and they're not giving too much now, but Claudette's 99, and they have 4 more gens to go, so I would say it would be very difficult for these survivors to come out of this game. It's one more stage and it's a tie. One more stage is a tie, and they're not. You just camp that.
Yeah, and especially if Claudette doesn't know she's 99. Sometimes you can know because you're like, okay, I got stalked for a while. I couldn't break him out, guys. I'm 99. I'm gonna play safe now. I'm gonna do gens by pallets and things like that. If she wasn't aware of her being stalked for so long, then that could be really problematic.
Yeah, look at how much they ran in advance. They definitely know they're 99.
Yeah, they are gone.
Oh, wait, that's Nancy.
That's Nancy.
They rotated elsewhere.
Lots of stalking pressure, which is very insidious, right?
Did they see Claudette right there? I think she was hiding behind the corner.
Oh. If she was, then this is going to be kind of a bad situation for the survivors.
No, back close to the jet. I think this is still Nancy. I think Nancy and Claudette split directions. Now, look at how many of these survivors. This survivor, both survivors are like 3/4, and Claudette's 99. Yeah, somebody's going to go down very soon.
Yeah, every survivor is in prime position for a down, and this is where Ghostface's pressure is just invisible. It's like with Sloppy, right? It's very obvious. Okay, we have 3 people injured right now. Everyone can go down in 1 hit. We got to reset. When everyone's 99 and you might not know it, it's basically like you're all injured and don't even know it.
Yeah, for real. No, absolutely. It's it's like having Noah in the middle of the game. It's they're just one downable, but. There's the call up, Ryan. You see them working on the generator, but that is Claudette going down. This will be the tie hook. Do you think they'll just continue to go and pressure gens? Do you think they're just going to camp this for the win?
Considering they're playing for the 4K, I think they're going to go to the gens and try to catch survivors. Because I mean, all he needs here is 1 more down, and then he can go back to hook, and it's pretty safe. And just find the other survivor.
Oh, now Cheryl's 99. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is a very methodical Ghostface.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool to watch. Because this killer is so
Deadlock. With Deadlock and Call Out Brian, you can play a lot slower because you can just add up the pressure, leave someone, stalk someone, kick the gen, go stalk someone else. You can just kind of play a very slow. There's no rush to get a Scourge hook or a pop or whatever. You just have to play the game, and naturally it'll slow itself down. And I think that's exactly what we're seeing.
Yeah, very fair. I've always put Ghostface pretty low on my tier list, but watching them being played in such a way is very impressive to me. Especially when you take into account, like, again, my biggest issue with Ghostface is, and I think a lot of people have this issue too, is the leaning mechanic being network dedicated is the most frustrating thing as a killer.
Yeah, I think he's just an inconsistent killer, which is why I usually put him pretty low on my tier list, because he's map reliant and team reliant as well. As we saw, Eternal 4 staging on arguably Ghostface's best map. It just goes to show you that, like, with the correct teamwork, they can really put down killers. So with him being so map reliant, it's tricky for me to put him any higher on a tier list, because, like, the second you load into a map like Blood Lodge, like, what do?
Cry profusely, sit in the corner, and wait for the game to be over. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, because you finally expose someone, and then you have to chase them with a million filler pallets, and you'll never down them. That's just kind of how it is. And I think Larry's works for him because you can catch people off guard. You can do exactly what Zog is doing right now. You can 99 people and leave, and then come back at a more opportune time when they don't have as much distance, and then that's a down.
True. Absolutely, and yeah, also noticing the pathing sometimes from this killer is a bit wonky. I think they're doing it on purpose. And there's the God Palette over here too, so I don't think this is going to be as easy of a done. Yeah, they're not even going to go for it. They know the God Palette's over there.
Yep, just 99 them and then leave and come back later when they're not at the God Palette, and then it's a down, which is exactly how Zaka's been playing this whole time. It's just trying to catch survivors out of position, so he doesn't even have to have a chase. He just has to have a down. It's just instantaneous.
Yeah, again, just super methodical, and while it is, it starts to really slow down, anything can happen at any moment. It's kind of like watching Hag play. You're waiting for the next trap to be set. Or trap to be set off. There we go. I can talk. I totally can talk. Also worth noting, they haven't gotten a single gen done since that first gen.
Yeah. It's
That's
tricky
insane.
to come back. When you think about the amount of pressure they had in the middle, and here we go approaching the God Palette now. When you think about the amount of pressure, wow, actually trying to mind game the God Palette, that's gutsy.
Hey, but it would have been montage worthy, right?
That's true. If that had worked. Ooh.
They're in a bit of a pickle here. There's nothing left. They're gonna go down this window.
Nancy doesn't have anything to work with here because this is where the first chase happened. This part of the map right here. So, finding another survivor on this gen. This is a lot more pressure. Again, when you think back to what happened in like the early game when they had 2 slugs and a tunnel out happening, that's where all their gen pressure kind of got lost because someone had to go pick up the slugs, and over time it just got to them. They couldn't get these gens in time. So then by the time a kill came in, they didn't have any gen pressure.
Yeah, no, entirely fair. And again, the one that had gen pressure was so low, it just had nothing going for it. So I believe this is first hook coming in for the Nancy here. Yeah, first hook for them, and can these survivors even get another generator done? These are so, like, this killer is on patrol. I've just seen no progress elsewhere.
I feel like this corner gen could get done, but with the reset coming through, maybe they're not on the gen after all.
Surprise Cheryl, I didn't even hear them, but the killer obviously able to hear the footsteps. Headphones cranked up to 11 over here. Oh, that was they had the med kit, so that's where they were able to reset. Got it. Okay.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I forgot the med kit was there. So maybe that means they have some pressure on gens. Maybe, but it's tough to say. I feel like they could crank out 1 or 2 more gens in this situation. It's just gonna be really tricky.
Yeah, pressure on this gen, but Cheryl's over here. Oh, a little bit of a whiff.
Ooh.
Yeah, Cheryl reaching straight through Ghostface's guts there to just drop that pallet. Oh, the TV was there to block it. I can see what they were going for there. Some really risky swings, and I kind of appreciate it.
Yeah, he's just kind of going for it and seeing what he can get. And looks like Zaph is going to come off hook, and he has Renewal, we can assume, from the Broken. So that's going to be a heal that doesn't need to happen. And you can see she's being very patient here, playing this really, really well, just knowing Zaka just really wants to get... I feel like eventually this will work. And it did, but they actually got distance and can make the next pallet here. Just depends on how patient they are on this pallet. Wow.
Holding through it. Wow, yeah.
W keying to this safer pallet. You can just pre-throw this and keep running, although it looks like they wanted to play it for a second. And that might cost them in the end because they are not going to make anything from there. And because of the lack of a pre-throw.
Did they...
What?
Might have disconnected there for a second or something. I don't know.
Yeah, part of me thinks it was lagging, and part of me thinks it was just Zaka this time. I wish I knew. I wish I knew which it were, but it both seem equally as likely, so...
I mean, the funny part to me is that they were pretending like they were waiting out Dead Hard, even though Dead Hard's not in here.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, I think they're having a little bit of fun now. You know, play with your food, if you will.
Yep. Ooh, another whiff. They actually do manage to get a generator done here, too. I mean, Zaka's just playing for fun at this point, right? Ooh. Another pallet respect here. Like, it's funny because you see Zaka swinging for everything, but in the second he reaches a pallet, he just freezes in place. I don't know if you've noticed that, but
yeah,
vaulting back, that could have been a potential down, and looks like it's gonna be having a bit of fun, I'd say.
Yeah, I like the movements that they're doing too, because they'll crouch to make it look like they're swinging. Anything to like mimic the movement of a swing to try and get the survivor to throw it.
Yeah.
Again, just messing with those split-second instincts that you develop. Because that's one thing I've noticed is that like as a survivor now, after being killer main for like 3,000 hours. Like, my survivor gameplay has gone well, but it's because I mentally know how to play against the killer. I don't have that split-second muscle memory decisions that these thousands and thousands of hour survivor mains do.
Yeah, exactly, because you just know the patterns from when you're playing killer side,
Yeah.
and you don't have that into your muscle memory yet, as you said, like on the survivor side. That makes sense to me.
Yeah, I think the experts in the field call it thin slicing or something like that, where it's just before your brain can make conscious effort to understand what's going on, you just know what's going on. And yeah, that's one thing that you can't fake. You have to play this game for thousands and thousands of hours. You have to practice for thousands and thousands of hours, and that's what these teams do.
Yep.
Also noting they haven't gone for the unhook just yet. We wonder if they're trying to jam out another gen here.
Yeah, I feel like letting them hang for a while means that they had. I mean, obviously there's no one to reset there, so they're just they were probably just working on gen that whole time and trying to get as much progress as they could. And they're down in the Nancy, and I feel like one more gen's gonna pop here before the 4K comes in.
Probably that would make the most sense, and obviously Eternal did 100% take the set, and now the Ghostface here is playing for honor, if you will. Which
Maybe he could be wearing them down too. I mean, he's dragging the game out for a while. Do you think it's a potential wear out on Eternal's end to try to make the second set go more in their favor? I mean, it's an idea that I've seen teams do before.
That is true. That is a very, very fair point. Obviously, not just in esports. That is a thing that's very prominent in real life sports, like football, basketball. That's always a thing, whether you play tempo or anything like that. And obviously, I don't like to go full sports now. Oh, live there from the Cheryl. I don't like to go full sports analogies because, you know, not everybody watches sports, and that's fine. But yeah, this is 100% a little bit of attrition. Yeah, that's the word for it. Attrition gameplay. These mind games. I would be screaming internally if I was the Cheryl.
I mean, she's playing these palettes very well, not getting mind games very often, and mind gaming a bit herself. So taking some more distance here, and I think with this chase we'll probably be seeing another gem pop, although a bit of a risky vault in. They thought maybe they could catch him off guard and make him turn around and make the pallet again, and just keep taking distance here, I guess. They do have this very safe pallet to work with, though. They can definitely make this vault very safely, and Azaka, I don't think this mind game's going to work. There's no way, right?
No shot.
No,
patience is real.
There's no reason to vault that pallet when you don't see him coming, so...
Oh, that would have been sick.
Wow.
You know, I can appreciate the plays. This is YouTube montage stuff right here. Love to see it, but yeah, I believe this is Death Hook on the show, correct?
I'll say yes, but I'm not positive.
Yeah, it is. Yep. Also, I'm curious about wearing the red red sweater in here. Does that really blend in?
No, but also like I mean, there's plenty of players that just don't really care about like blendy
That's
fits,
fair.
though. It's not for everyone. It's not needed. I don't think you need to have blendy fits to play comp. I think that's a bit of a misconception. Does it help? Yeah, it does help. But is it like if you don't run blendy fits, you're gonna get 4K every time? No.
No, absolutely.
Not at all.
It's what do you call it? You're padding your numbers a little bit. You're sandbagging.
Yeah, sure. That works. Yeah. Because and now I don't know if Cheryl even has any outfits that are super blendy on this map, and so
That's fair.
but
Yeah.
then if you want to play Cheryl, then you have to just be okay with the fact that you don't have like an outfit that'll really be super blendy.
Yeah, her outfit's like bright white, isn't it?
I guess
I guess if you have like
I mean,
a
I guess
Prestige
that
3?
kind of works for Larry's, like the default maybe, or maybe the Lisa skin.
Oh, I didn't think about that. Yeah. Actually, Lisa works
Yeah.
out very well being the nurse in a treatment facility.
Yeah, I mean it does work out canonically as well. So, yeah, I mean there are options, I guess, but yeah, no, like I myself personally know I don't always care about my fit a whole lot. I mean I do sometimes. It just depends. If I'm playing, let's say I'm playing Deli on like a corn map, then yeah, I'll bring a stealthy corn fit because I want to stealth for save and not get found and stuff. So it makes sense in that situation. I think it just depends on the player, and Zaka doing something here.
I think they said, no, come back. I want to do that again. I'm not really sure, but they do finish that third generator there, and I believe Claudette's also Death Hook? No, they're not. Okay.
No hatch play then. Well, I mean, I guess you could die on hatch. I wonder if that's what they're gonna go for. Maybe a hatch play.
Probably. Yeah, the hatch plays are so chaotic on these indoor maps. But yeah,
Yeah, I wish we could remove the RNG from hatch on indoors, but
that'd be nice. Oh yeah, that was the one of the things I was thinking about when we were talking about customization settings, and it reminded me of something because me and Guildspire talked about RNG the other day and about potentially, like, if behavior ever like gave us the ability to like control what seed generated the RNG for it, Suffocation Pit, for instance, would be so fun to figure out what like really nice balanced methods of like the inner tiles are good, because if you get like double T and L walls next to each other, that's just like nightmare fuel.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think map seeds would be a great way to make the game even more competitive than it is, because you can make sure that both teams are playing on the exact same RNG.
Right, and that's the thing too, is like obviously you don't want it to be the same version of the same map every single time. But if you had if you had like every single map choice in the game narrowed down to like the top 50 seeds that are like across the board rated very balanced by a bunch of players and a committee, that would be great. So like that's the thing. DBD, the reason it's lasted this long, obviously, is because there's a metric ton of variety to it. It's not the same game every time, and that's great. I love that. But man, variance is a pain in the butt sometimes.
Yeah, I feel like...
Oh, they got the Pallet Mine game!
Oh, they finally got it. Oh, man.
That's going in the YouTube montage, y'all.
That's the montage. I feel like with map seeds, I think the seed itself matters less than what you can do with it. Because I think as long as, like, I guess you could... I mean, if you wanted to play in a tourney with the most horrible map seeds possible, where, like, it's just the worst RNG for one side, that sounds bad on paper, but if both sides have to play the exact same map seed, all of a sudden it's fair.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I feel like you could still manage to play different map seeds as long as both sides are playing the same one.
No, yeah, I would tend to agree. Again, it's just... Oh, they do find hatch.
Oh, they got the hatch.
A single solitary stage out the hatch. And with that said, Eternal will definitely take home the W there, as honestly just a really solid ghost face. That was impressive.
Yeah.
Do my eyes deceive me? There is a visionary. You know, I kind of get it to try and scope out what the heck the gens are like, but...
Yeah, I mean, not opposed to it.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. The only thing that irks me about Visionary or like Windows Opportunity is they're behind like a DLC. This should be these should be given to players who are free to learn the game. Just saying. Anyway.
Yeah, I think that'd be pretty good. But yeah.
I have opinions. They're definitely not strong opinions, I promise. Oh goodness. But with that said, that will be set number 1 in the books, and we'll be moving on to set number 2, which is back on, I believe, East Wing. Am I remember that correctly? Yeah, we're on RPD East Wing, and this is, like I said, this is the weird one. It's a clown mirror. What do you bring on clown? Tears? Sadness? I don't know.
I mean, clown is good for shutting down loops. So I feel like you can play around all the loops really well, but the god pellets are always going to be impossible to deal with.
Yeah, that's entirely fair. Again, like I've talked to them. I don't know if you know them. Kemsey is like the highest rated clown in the world, and they play clown to a precision that I've never seen before. But against like a really tough map and a good team, like you're lucky if you get like 6 stages. Like it is abysmal playing this killer. Like, I don't know, but with that said, I mean, anything's possible. I'm very curious to see how it turns out, and with that said, we'll be back very shortly. Again, if you didn't know, we are with Rogue Energy. Delicious, sugar-free energy in the palm of your hand. Variety of flavors. Use code COTF at checkout to help us out on the back end. And again, we'll be back in just moments, folks. Stay tuned. All right, everybody, welcome back. We're getting into the second set underway very shortly. Again, it is a clown mirror. I don't even know how this is happening, but we're going to RPD East Wing, and it's going to be clowns everywhere. And those who are scared of clowns, be wary. There's going to be a lot of shenanigans going on. Thankfully, actually, I just realized they don't have to see the clown, do they? They never see him, yeah.
No, never seen him. Just first person.
Yep, first person. It is going to be Nightlight on the clown. Here we go.
Yeah, this build is basically what I would assume. But yeah, as we see, Corrupt Intervention in play, no surprises there. And add-on wise, also no surprises there.
That is, what? Double hindered from the green, and I forget what the purple one is. That's not 2 extra bottles, right?
No, it's a second of extra duration of being intoxicated.
Oh, gotcha,
So
gotcha. Okay.
with this combination, you are slowed down the most and the longest possible.
You know, I'm kind of here for it. Are there any other add-on combos that you would possibly see, like faster spread of the bottles, or is that not even considered?
The only other add-ons that are good on him are extra bottles and Redhead Pinky Finger, which usually get banned in comp. So
Understandably.
yeah. So this is basically the only combo you ever see in a competitive environment, just because the other ones get banned.
Getting rid of a good pallet there right off the bat.
The less God pallets, the better.
About a minute into the match, Corrupt is still up. Really good Corrupt spread there on the other side, so forcing survivors to the middle or the other side.
Yeah, we see Brutal Strength is in play, which is a perk that I was gonna mention before we went on break, because, as I was saying, I think Clown can play around all the pallets really well, except for the God pallets, which Brutal Strength deals with the God pallets really well. So, you kind of have everything covered at that point.
Absolutely, and yeah, taking this chase, another God pallet going down here. How many God pallets does Map Haven have? Oh, good double back.
Snap has... I want to say 3. I mean, you could argue that there's a few more. God pallet, it's... I mean, at this point, the term is very...
Overused?
It's... Yeah, I would say a God... I only classify a God pallet if it's not bloodlustable, essentially.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Oh, wait, I forgot about this one. There's like 4. There's like... I don't think this is very mind-gameable at all. I would consider this a God pallet as long as the survivor is on top of their stuff.
Entirely fair.
Yeah.
Oh, no, not even able to get that hit across it, and...
I thought they would because of regional differences.
True, yeah, that's a fair point. Gen is yellow, first gen going down as well, so yellow gen... I don't know if you noticed, these kicks are fast, so this killer does have Brutal Strength, and honestly, fair is fair, I like Brutal Strength this killer.
Yeah, it really helps deal with the God pallets, and also, again, as we were saying earlier, we're in the kick gen meta, which it may not be a needed thing for kicking gens, but it does feel nice to just kick and move on with your day.
You know, it's like running Iron Maiden on Trickster. Not necessary,
Yeah,
but it's
quality
nice.
of life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All about that quality of life.
I just want to say that Misery is playing really well so far. They're playing around their perks very well, their exhaustions, and their positioning is just kind of on point right now, and they're denying a lot of pressure from Nightlight here. And this is what we needed from them in the Ghostface set, but they're bringing it in their Clown set, and I think I mean, they're doing a really good job here. I gotta just call them. Props to them for playing this killer like Nightlight, and just, I mean, this map, oh wow, another hit take coming in, although that hit take doesn't really give Ace any distance here, and let's see how patient he is here. Wacky mind games coming in. Finally, Vault's Pallet, that's gonna be the first down, and Eruption.
Yeah, Eruption coming in there, and yeah, I kind of have to agree, because that hit on Ace was I think the first hit of the game.
Yeah,
that was the first one.
So. Yeah, I mean, on this map, if you leave your gens really early, it's really hard to catch up, and I think Nightlight had to drop a lot of chases because of how early they were leaving. So it makes sense, although it looks like they're gonna have another hit coming in here. Yeah, this is a very bad area to be in. Cheryl's gonna take distance out of here as quickly
and they
as
got
possible.
slowed down.
Yeah, they're gonna lose a lot of distance because of that. And if they're able to make something, that'd be great. They still have this God Pod up. Nightlight never broke this.
Yeah, and they're not gonna get quite as much distance. Oh. All right, is this one gonna be going in the montage?
Yeah, see, he's trying to. Ooh, yeah, he was trying to ruin the vision a little bit because if you're that intoxicated, your vision gets really blurry. And it becomes very, very hard to see what he's doing. But Cheryl playing very patiently there, not getting mind gamed.
I know a lot of people have called for it not to give you that effect because it makes people sick and it like really throws people off. But like, that's part of like that was intentional, right? Oh wow, really good job. Is that like that? Like you can't always tell the killer's gonna do that.
Yes.
Like,
yeah. The reload into swing thing is like it catches. I've seen that catch so many survivors off guard. I'm not entirely. I mean, I guess they're assuming it's a reload coming in, so they just kind of wait, and then their brain doesn't like click fast enough that wait, they're swinging now. You know what I mean? It's like when Wraith does the bell ring in the swing. Which we were talking about earlier. It's the same idea.
Ooh, Nia's still up here after finishing the generator. Oh, they're just gonna take the hit and run? Wait, is the pallet not spawn here? Wait, I thought the pallet spawns here.
It's random. The double pallet is random. You always get a pallet here that you might not get to.
Wow, I did not know that. And now they got a slug over here. They're in a much better position than they were 3 minutes ago.
Yeah, absolutely. They are bringing the pressure back a little bit.
Using
one slip up.
They're using the bottles as a way to scout. Hearing of survivors comes from a certain direction.
Yeah, with the bottles lasting a decent amount of time, you can hear if they're on their way, and I think that's really smart.
That's really interesting there. And yeah, they're going to confirm second stage here on the Cheryl. One thing I've also seen Clowns do, again, watching Kemsey play, is using the bottles for interrupt and securing a second stage. Which is just fascinating that you can just repeatedly throw like that.
Yeah, it's almost like Doctor's Shock, like, in the same sense.
They're still jamming gens. Ace coming out of here to try and get a reset going, but not able to. If this chase doesn't go super well, they're in a world of hurt because that survivor's still on hook, and that other survivor is not gotten picked up.
Yeah, we now know the location of every survivor, and Nightlight also realizing this goes, wait a minute. If they're across the map on that gen, that means I can come back here and secure. Although it looks like they got there in time. They ran over as fast as they could, and
Absolutely.
Nightlight opting to just pick up Mia here and play around that now.
Absolutely. Again, survivors played absolutely out of their mind in the beginning. I think they're still getting relatively good value in trades here, but eventually this hook stage is going to start adding up, and we only know 3 perks, and so we can only imagine what, like, I don't know. There might be an endgame package, there might not be. We haven't seen Save the Best for Last, which, do you run Save the Best for Last in comp? On this killer?
On this killer, no, I don't think so.
Okay.
Because in reality, you really shouldn't be getting a lot of hits on most maps versus Clown. If the survivors play well, so you're not going to get enough tokens for it to really be worth it.
Also worth noting there is that in that situation, the bottle actually backfired as it took the survivor out of the animation, but they get the grab!
Ooh.
Wow. But yeah, like, Claudia able to start running away quicker because that bottle brings them out of the animation and finishes it quicker, which is really weird to me that that's the way it works. A 4th generator finishing as well.
Yeah, even with the pressure that was just happening, they're still able to get these generators done.
Indeed. And there's a 5th generator over here almost ready to go as well. These survivors have been doing really, like I said, this is what we would expect to see from the Ghostface trial, but survivors really bringing the heat this time.
Yeah, I think they woke up a little bit and realized we are playing It's Eternal here, guys. We gotta get our stuff together and, like, make a good show here. And I think that they're really showcasing that their survivors are decent players and that they are making it work here. And I think that they're playing very well right now, although these little mistakes are slightly starting to add up here. And this is a kill, if I recall correctly. So that's gonna...
Yes.
That's
they
gonna
won
put a lot
second.
of pressure on them, but they do have that gen over in the evidence room that is, like, really close to finishing. And Nightlight never kicked it for Eruption.
True, yeah, they really want to make sure they got the Cheryl down and out of the game, and we see survivors heading back to it. If there's already a survivor on it, I think it finishes before the killer gets there.
Yeah, I think that they might actually be able to pop these.
Ooh, but Nia
all
getting
the
caught out.
gems, and really unfortunate caught out of position there, and I think that's another death hook there too.
I actually don't remember, but it sounds like that gen is really close. Yeah, you're right, that is a death hook. Oh, this gen is
Now
so close.
Picked with the eruption now, and just a bad spot to be in. Nightlight checking if they're over there with the bottle, as you were saying. It's a very good way to scout out. And
Ooh. Cheeky head-on and a firecracker play there, but now you're just hoping to get that gen finish and maybe get one survivor out.
yeah, but taking the chase back towards the generator, that makes me think that another generator is being worked on, and I think Nightlight is starting to think the same thing, unless... Oh, no, he's going for a mind game. Never mind.
And it almost worked.
Almost worked, but Claudia realized a second later, it looks like they're forcing it down in the basement, as this is the furthest point on the map from some of those generators being worked on, so I think they actually will manage to pop all the generators here.
It's a very good chance. Yeah, trying to take a chase as far away as possible, and it might have also been there's just maybe not that many more places to run after getting caught out in the mind game. There's no outdoor area. The gen's still regressing. Yeah, they might finish that gen in... Yeah, Ace is only worth 2 stages here, so if this turns into a 3K, not many stages escaping in the end. Really, really strong performance for this killer. Again, I wouldn't have thought it would have come this way for how well the start was for the survivors. They played so incredibly well. Killer really brought this back.
Just those little tiny mistakes do add up over time, and wow, they actually managed to pop all 5 generators.
They did, but there's that potential end game perk we were talking about. Not seeing we only saw 3 perks for most of the game. I imagine survivors are probably expecting this as No Way Out's not quite as good on Clown.
Yeah, on a map like RPD, no, just there to secure the free stages, and will we be seeing a mind game?
Yeah, I literally saw a clip on this from Otz's channel saying, like, there's a mind game you can do here. You just sit at the corner and wait. And that's what the Ace did. The Ace definitely watches Otz Darva's educational videos. Yeah, and there's the secure to second stage. And I think that's what the survivors needed. The survivors needed that survivor to go to second stage so they can get out of this game quicker and avoid getting hit. No bloodlust just yet, but you don't need it. And yep, there is the down. That'll be the 4K.
4K 0 on RPD with Clown.
Yeah, that is you know, you're in the Boy Scouts. You get a little badge on your, you get a little badge on your what is it? Your vest? I don't know. I was never in the Boy Scouts. I was homeschooled. Yeah, you get a little notch saying I 4K'd at, I 4K'd on RPD with Clown. It's a little badge of achievement.
Yeah.
But okay, either 15% volume. Okay. Yeah, I keep forgetting what this one is. The problem is that all the purple ones look the same to me.
I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah, really, really good stuff. A little bit of self-aware even. I'm here for it. But with that said, that'll be a very strong 4K showing up here. And Misery's Killer has got a hard thing to beat here. Because again, like, I wasn't personally expecting a 4K on RPD with Clown, but they managed to get it in the end, and that is going to be a strong result regardless. So, have to see how it turns out for them. But with that said, we'll be taking another break here. Again, it could be the final break if Misery's Killer is not able to bring it back here. That will be the W4 Eternal. So it's all coming down to this. And if I was Eternal, I knew this. I would imagine it's going to be a hardcore Gens Before Friends, and see how that goes. Again, I'm very curious to see how they play against Clown too, because if like you said, the beginning felt really, really clean. For like the first 3 to 4 minutes, Survivors felt like they had a chokehold on the game.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that said, we take another break here. Stay tuned, folks. Again, we're going to run a little replay. We're going to run some ads. Again, all the bits, donations really help us out on the back end. Keep COTF going strong, and we'll be back very shortly, folks. All right, folks, welcome back to trial number 4, set number 2. What could possibly be the last trial, or if the killer plays absolutely out of their mind, they might be able to force set number 3, and we'll go into ties, which would be fun. I do love a good tiebreaker set, but we'll just have to see. Clown did incredibly well this past one, so we'll have to see how they handle this here.
Yeah, I think the only way to get through this would be to have a good 3-gen and being able to hold it, which is really tricky on this map. But
True.
sometimes it happens, and they don't even get the 3-gen. The game's not even that kind to them. Wow.
Oh, man. Also, noticing this is the 2 extra bottles add-on, and I actually don't really even recognize the green add-on. Is that the faster dispersion?
I think that one has to do with invigoration, but it could be wrong.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've never seen that green one before. I do recognize the, again, depending on what bottle it is, it's the one with extra bottles, but...
Yeah, that's 2 extra bottles, which is a good one for him. And the green one is the, No, you're right. It increases the spread of the afterpiece tonic.
Interesting, so... Yeah, also worth noting, this hit came way earlier than the previous killer's first hit, but this chase is also going way farther, and this killer's committing a lot more than the previous one.
Yeah... I feel like on this side of the map you can take the chase because you don't have, unless they go downstairs, the God Pal to deal with, and they got a little bit lost there, and wow, this gen already has so much progress on it.
Yeah, it looks like they might have been doubling up on it potentially, and Killer looking around to see where the Survivor might have gone. It looks like he went into the final room. Yeah, oh my goodness, this Survivor just has so much distance. The power of W compels you.
Yeah, the W key on this map is so real. Like, you don't even have to have a good chase if you just leave so early. This is a perfect example of just, the second you get that distance, that you just can't make it up as a killer. I remember one time playing Plague on this map and grabbed my pool and I couldn't get anywhere. Oh, capturing someone out of position on. This could lead to a decent chase, though. We are nearing another God Palace.
Yep.
So.
Not even going to bother mind giving it brutal strength, kicking down quicker. Generator up there is still yellow. They do finish a first gen. Can this Lori get much distance? A little bit of live action. Oh my goodness.
Live in play, and I mean the extra spread I think is actually going to manage to get the down here, and there it is. Getting some add-on value there.
Absolutely, really well done. And oh, there's a gen in the side too. So Deadlock, one of the killer's perks as well.
We know of 3 perks now.
First hit coming in, 1 for 1 so far, but I'm curious if that other gen in the corner is going to pop after coming off of Deadlock. Do you think are they just going to try and camp this out? You've got 6 bottles. If they try and come in for an unhook, you might be able to keep them off of it. I don't know.
I mean, it's possible, but then you lose all your gens.
True.
But at the same time, it's like, how often are you going to get a hook like this?
No, that's entirely fair. I don't know what the play is here, honestly. I don't know if you have Deadlock, so the passive slowdown is going to be pretty significant, but I don't know. I really don't know here. This will be very interesting to see. Again, they can't even afford a tie set here. Yeah, because what? It was a 4K, 0 gens, right?
Yeah.
So they actually have to 4K before that final gen completes, because even if it's a tie set, Eternal won the first one, so it'll go to Eternal.
Yeah, it'll be 2-1 at that point.
They have to
So,
4K one gen up.
4K 1 gen in order to win this, and they are getting the second stage secure, but I'm gonna take a wild guess here and say 2 gens are about to pop, knowing Eternal, so...
Probably. That would make the most sense, which, yeah, we can even hear that one working on right now. Gonna drop down and see if they can interrupt it, possibly. Are
Yeah,
they
this is
on
the-
this? They are.
Yeah, they are.
Okay. Deadlock, not even on that gen in front of them, so there's a separate generator that has the most progress. They do get the unhook on the Lori. And they're gonna opt to kick this gen.
They need to get Lori tunneled out if they want a chance to 4K this, but by now, again, WP Lori's across the entire map now. There's no way to catch up to her.
Absolutely. They do get hit on the ace there, and looks like they're gonna commit here to the ace, actually. Oh, is that... Oh, that's Lucky Break. Oh, they kept out of sight. Ace not able to make enough distance, so they will continue this chase. Dropping down. Oh, barely catching that survivor to drop down, too.
Balance landing, maybe? Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it was.
Balance landing Lucky Break is so good on these maps.
It really is.
Not getting a lot of distance. Finding Lori here. Wow, finding practically everyone here. Gonna be trying to get the down onto Acer, which it looks like. Ooh, getting around Adam there and getting the down. That's pretty huge.
Yeah, good thread the needle there. And it will be another central hook, but... Yeah, again, Lori still able to get away scot-free after being reset. And it looks like that gen that was deadlocked in the corner is probably going to be that 99 gen. Not quite able to get the second hit on the ace there. They're getting plenty of fresh stacks here, but the problem is that they need to kill the Lori ASAP.
Yeah, someone needs to die here, or it's just going to be too much pressure to keep up with. Even with fast chases, as long as they die in the right spots, the gens will keep going so quickly, and they're not going to be able to keep up with that. And there it is. There's the down. And probably going to see another gen pop here. Oh, man, it's so hard because they have a gen 99 to counter deadlock. But I feel like if you just took the time to go kick the gen and apply eruption to, like, you could probably get some value out of that, because we've only seen one gen get value out of this so far, and so there we go. Bit of need a confidence boost, hit my light on hook.
Yeah, and it looks like they're going back to check this gen that ace was on. Oh my gosh, immediate unhook too. That's brutal, and that's a head-on play if I've ever seen one. Yeah,
yeah, there it is.
You know, I love it. I'm into head-on. It's a fun perk.
Oh yeah, it's my favorite exhaustion run in comp.
It's the only thing that lets you feel like you're bullying, but they do find... Okay, so it's Claudette that's over here. Again, they keep finding the fresh survivors, which is, like, respectable, but I feel like this is not going to work in the killer's favor here. Yeah, there's third gen going down.
Going for freshes is normally really smart on this map because you shouldn't be getting 4Ks.
Right.
But because of the win condition, you have to 4K.
Yeah.
So, you just need to get these downs. Really good body block there. Now they both should make enough distance to make it to something. And having to drop chase and go to this gen because he knows that this gen's probably 99.
Yep. Yeah, those two gens popped within close proximity of each other. And yeah, Adam over here ready to pop that third one. That will be the win con here. Just really unfortunate. Because I think the Clown played really, really well, but how can you... Like, a 4K on this map is so difficult. And you've got that gen across the map that Ace had been working on and Claudette had picked up that's also almost ready to pop too. Like,
Yeah,
it's just
absolutely.
so difficult.
It's so hard to win this. As any killer, it's hard to get a 4K on this map, but as a killer like Clown, who is not very strong, it's definitely really, really hard. Doesn't quite land the bottle either. He needs this down really, really badly, and if they're on the gen right now, they might get it before the down comes in. The down comes in.
Ooh.
It's going to play eruption to 2 of the generators, but that means they're pressuring 2 gens, which means at this point, it's kind of impossible. It's inevitable that one of those gens is going to pop. You cannot pressure both as Clown. They're too far.
Absolutely, yeah. It looks like it's probably going to end up being a tie set, which again will be enough for Eternal to take the W for the match. Lori already here. My goodness, this is just such ballsy play, but they know that, you know, you have to take this chase. Gen's being worked on. There's just not much you can do.
Yeah, they're aggressively going for the unhook, not because they want the unhook, but because they don't want the code to go to the gens, and that's exactly what's happening. You can't just let her get the save like that, but someone else is going to pull and get the save, which means that one person is still on one of those gens.
Yep.
This is just an impossible scenario to be in.
Yeah, it's really tough. And they do get the hit through the BT still. And granted, this Survivor will probably go down here momentarily, but yeah, it's not going to be enough. That is the final gen. It wasn't even the gen that was 99. It was a different gen entirely. They have done effectively 6 gens this game.
Yep, pretty much.
But this will be Death Hook for the Atom here. And they might even be able to find another Survivor. Yeah, using the speed one. Oh, but if they had hit the Quad, it would have worked.
They still get the down because of the slowdown. Yeah, even if they didn't hit it directly. So all in all, this is not what I would call a bad result in the slightest.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And I think this
For
is a fresh
Clown
hook.
on this map, like, yeah, this is a fresh hook especially. Like, Clown on this map, getting, yeah, 9 stages is, like, kind of insane, honestly. I would be really proud of myself if I were a Clown in the situation.
Yeah, absolutely. Just did really, really well. And again, knowing what team you're against too. Yeah, like Eternal is not a pushover. They are incredibly strong. So yeah, I would be very happy with this. But again, Eternal knew exactly what they had to do. They were like, all right, we just got to pop the gens and we're good. So.
Yep, basically. But yeah, all in all, I think especially in this set that both teams played very well this set. It was a very fun set to watch.
Absolutely, a little bit of self-preservation. Love to see it, but. Regardless, that will be GGWP. And that will be Eternal taking the win. So congratulations to Eternal on your victory in GGWP 2 Misery. Really, really fun games today. Again, thank you so much, Duke, for joining me today.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed casting.
Absolutely. And you are getting back into streaming. It's good to see. Do you have any idea when you're going to be live next?
It'll be sometime next week after PTB. I mean, if I'm not busy, and maybe day of, I'm not sure. Or not PTB, the update, not the PTB. Because for people that aren't aware, I really like the Knight. I really like playing the Knight. And I'm very excited to start playing him on stream and stuff, because, who knows, maybe I can solidify myself as one of the Knight players. So, you never know. Go for it, So yeah, if you guys want to see some Knight gameplay next week, I'll be streaming JukeboxDBD at Twitch. Hope to see some of you there.
Absolutely. So the real question is, will the Knight take the place of Plague in your heart?
Oh, absolutely not. No one will ever replace Plague and Twins for me unless they release some kind of killer that is just so much like my playstyle. But the thing is that Plague and Twins are just my playstyle as killers, so it makes sense that I play them both. I don't see a killer replacing them anytime soon.
I understand completely. But with that said, I'm your host, LittleRugaard. I will be live Sunday. I'm still, again, recovering from a little bit of a stress injury. I'm a Trickster main, and instead of holding down the M1, I always tap, and I have a little bit of stress injury in my finger, so I can't do that right now. So we're doing other things for the moment. But with that said, you've been watching Champions of the Fog. It's been a great day. We'll be back tomorrow for more matches, so stay tuned for that. And in the meantime, take care, everybody.